Hello, welcome to Daddy the Don. Graham here, the Don, for the Premier League review of the season. As you can see, I've got a full house tonight with 10 guests representing 5 separate teams. So let's get straight to the guests. Next to me, you can't see his face because he's ugly. It's Luke.
What the fuck are you? What's wrong with your camera?
I can't see you.
All right, you're all right. How's it going?
Yeah, good. And next to him, coming back on the show, been off for a while. It's Manchester's biggest fan from London. It's Mia Shahan.
You had to say that, didn't you? Thanks for having me.
Next to him, back on the show again, Marvin. You all right, mate?
You're right.
Good. Underneath me, big Liverpool fan, Jamie. You all right, Jamie?
Yeah, doing good, mate. Thank you.
Next to him, making his debut for the channel, he's the Irish gunner. It's Cowboy.
What's the crack? What's the bleeding story?
What's the crack? Next to him, it's the letter J. Unlike Ollie, it's spelled J-A-Y. You all right, mate?
How you doing? You all right?
Good. Next to him from Oris Talks, it's Oris. You all right,
mate? Yeah, I'm good.
Underneath him, it's the man with a plan. Just turned 10, Ollie.
Who, me? All right.
Yeah, my name's Ollie.
Yeah.
Good. And then down the bottom, let's hope he hasn't had too much to drink. It's Jordan. And then, mate, you all right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, not bad. Just want to put on the public record, Luke and Oris. I do apologise for Sunday again.
How about that, mate? We crack on.
Public domain.
As we go, as you can see down the bottom of the screen, some of the most important things that happened this season: Man City champions, relegation, with Norwich, Watford, Burnley, and top 4 were Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Tottenham. And Golden Boot were Salah and Son. I'm not going to go too much into this, but does anyone have anything to say about Man City winning the league? Was it a surprise, or do you think it was deserved in the end? Does anyone have anything to say?
I think you should go to Jamie first. Let's hear Jamie's thoughts.
Yeah, go on, Jamie. Fan.
Yeah, Man City deserved it. They're the best team in the league. Best team in the league wins the title. Simple as that. No bitterness from me, lads. I know you're all expecting bitterness from me, but you're not going to get it.
No, I thought I was going to hear. I thought I was going to hear the club, but
City deserved to win the league title. They're the best team in the league, and Liverpool just come short. Simple as that.
Shahan, you were celebrating. Are you still celebrating?
Can't stand Liverpool. So, yeah, well-deserved City.
What else is there for you to celebrate?
That's who we can celebrate.
Well, surely you can't stand City as well because
you're in United.
Yeah, but he's from London. That doesn't count when he's from London.
Right.
No one supports Man City.
Burnley going down, that made my day. That made Luke's day. It definitely made Jordan's day. Glad to see the back of Burnley. Anyone else feel the same?
Yeah. Fuck Burnley.
I don't even know where it is, and I fucking hate the place.
It's a shit hole, mate.
That's what you get for second Shundash. In my opinion, that's what you get for second Shundash.
Yeah, they're still playing conkers in the fields. They're so poor. Anyway, we move on. We're going to start off, because I know Dalboy can't do the whole show, so we're going to start off with the Arsenal season review. Obviously, Ollie and Dalboy, I asked you 4 questions each, and basically just 4 quick answers. So I'll go with you, Dalboy. So first off, who's been the best team performance of the year for Arsenal?
Hang on. Let me strap in.
Yeah.
Right, go.
Is there one before? I will get to the overall season at the end, but regarding performance-wise, was there one performance? Was there one performance that stood out?
Tell Claire to shut up.
Team-wise or sort of player-wise?
Team-wise.
Like, look, I suppose I was impressed with it. Now, we lost the game, the Man City game, when we had them at the Emirates. The first half, they were absolutely unbelievable. You know, they came out flying. I thought, Jesus, you know what? We could actually win this game. We go 1-0 up and we were flying. I had Liverpool fans text me Jamie, I don't think you got onto me, but there was a lot of Liverpool fans, Irish fans anyway, onto me, and they were just going, "Oh my God, yous are absolutely slapping these around." But then the second half came. Gabriel decided to fucking get sent off, and then Arsenal do what Arsenal do best and fuck the game up. So I suppose, look, first half of the Man City Arsenal game in the Emirates, I had to go there, like, just top of my head. Second half then was probably one of the worst I've fucking seen all season. So we'll keep it nice and sweet with that.
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry. Yeah. So regarding performance of this season, Ollie, is there any in mind that you want to bring up? Team performance?
All
of them? Or?
No. I mean, there's been a lot of games that've been good. I think we played well in the United game, 3-1 when we won. What else? We played quite well in the Chelsea game. We've had a few decent games. Obviously, games where you haven't done well, like the Brentford game and stuff. But it's hard to pick one, really. But I don't know.
Fair enough. And I'll stay with you, Ollie. Is there a goal in mind? Goal of the season for Arsenal?
Yeah, I think it was the Xhaka goal against United. That was quite good. Or Odegaard scored a recent one in against Everton. That was all right. But I don't know.
That is all right. You said to,
Yeah.
so you do know. Del Boy, is there a goal in mind for you for Arsenal?
Yeah, Jesus, I seem to be like, I have a goal in mind, right? It is the Xhaka goal. I agree 100%. I fucking love that goal. I love them type of goals, and you could even tell if he hits this right, it's going in and it's going to be a belter. And he did. Fair play to him. But he's a fucking prick. I hate him, and I want him out of the fucking club. So bittersweet, you know what I mean? That's the way I say. I still think he's a prick. I still want him out of the club, and if he's at the fucking club next season, right? I'll still be fucking pissed off. And along with that other fucking dickhead as well. And I'm gonna get all this in now because I'm, me, I'm in a tight fucking ship here, but I brought me fucking lunchbox with me, and everything's packed into it. All right. So fucking prick with fucking long hair that's over in Real Betis, who's fucking paying people to plant trees around the fucking place. He's in Forest Green or whatever the fuck he is, yeah? That fucking arsehole. If he comes back to this fucking club, I'm ripping fucking trees up around Dublin just in spite of the prick. Fucking
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the Del Boy rant. I'll stick to you, Del Boy. Who's been the player this season?
I have these swear jars.
Definitely not Xhaka.
Who's been the player this season, Del Boy?
Well, look, the reason why I'm giving it to this fella is because he did surprise me. I was. If you want to see me, I only started my channel in November, December, or something like that. If you see me at the start of the season with the signings, you know what I mean. I had a nice, fresh black beard on me. I think. Now look at the fucking grade that the bastard done. You know what I mean? Fucking hell. So at the start of the season, it definitely I was pissed off. But look, Aaron Ramsdale did surprise me. He's done well. But I still say it's his first season at Arsenal. Let him get it right. You know what I mean? And look, he proved me wrong. Just put it that way. And I have to give it to him. I don't like Odegaard. I think, giving him captain's armband. What the fuck is that about? You know what I mean? Hugo Lloris. Did you see what he done in the North London derby? Arsenal v Spurs. And he's there rubbing his fucking hair. If I was captain of Arsenal, he'd done that to me. Hugo Lloris would have had. See what fucking your man Wilson done? 1-2. He would have had fucking all his teeth knocked out if he done that to me. You know what I mean?
Ollie, who's your player this season? Does his name start with an O?
No, I totally agree with Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, I would put Odegaard in the top 5. I think Saka's done quite well this season as well. Yeah, probably those 3. But I do agree with Aaron Ramsdale. He's been, obviously at the start of the season when he signed, everyone was like, who the hell is this guy? And then we gave him a chance and he's been great, I think. So, but outfield player, I would have to say Odegaard. He's been great. And I mean, Saka's been all right as well and other players. But yeah, Ramsdale, I agree as well.
So final question for both of you. Overall thoughts of the season and what would you rate out of 10? I know Dalboy's ready to explode, so I'll start with you, Ollie. Thoughts of this season, rating out of 10.
So obviously we didn't get what we needed, top 4. It could have gone worse though. We could have not got Europe. But it would have been a high rating if we got top 4, maybe 8, 9, 10. But it's an average season. I'm probably going to give it a 7. We like at the start of the season we're in the relegation zone. Then we started winning games and climbed the table. But as I said, we didn't get what we wanted. We got Europa League at least, but I don't know. It would have been a high rating if we got top 4. But 7, 6 average rating really.
Dalboy, the floor is yours. Dalboy, you still there?
Are you there? He's frozen.
He's frozen. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, hang on, he might have written something. Oh, okay, yeah, we'll give him a minute then. So I'll tell you what. Anyone got anything to say about Arsenal? The floor is anyone's.
Now, do you want me to say no?
Apart from you, you're not allowed to talk.
Fair with Arsenal, right. They did their best, in my opinion. So you got a very young team, so all the youngsters did their best. So yeah, they tried, but fortunately, Luke's team got the top 4.
Jay, you've been slagging us off all year.
And I will continue.
It's a poor season, isn't it? I don't think you can rate it.
Yeah,
I think it is a poor season. You weren't in Europe. You weren't playing too many games week in, week out. I think you should have done better, to be honest. Especially last few games of the season, last 10 games. I think you really let it go.
Yeah. And Jamie, what do you reckon?
Oh Jesus. I've said all along that I've only seen slight improvements of Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal have improved as much as people say they have. I just think they've been a little bit more consistent because Tottenham only woke up from their hypersleep, 6 weeks ago, and they woke up and won and got 4th place out of nowhere. I mean, it's because they invested in January. Sorry about I'm missing a tooth. It fell out, if anyone's wondering.
I was going to say, I thought I was listening to Paul Merton then.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it fell out last night. Fuck. Don't have kids, that's what I said. Yeah, Arsenal, look, considering they only played once a week, went out the FA Cup reasonably early, obviously did quite well in the League Cup, but their squad's very thin, and I didn't realise how thin Arsenal's squad was until they actually played Tottenham. That's when I realised, because I don't think Tottenham's squad's that strong either. But it was stronger than Arsenal's, and that's madness. And I think Arsenal got a lot of work to do. I'm not still sold on Arteta, but I don't know who else is out there to really take over this job. And for me, Arsenal are going to be in more trouble next season than they were this season, in my opinion, if they don't get their summer transfer right, because they'll be playing European football and they're going against teams that are only going to get better. I think Tottenham are going to get better next season under Conte because he won't stand. Conte won't hang about if the teammate's not going to progress. So he'll want to progress. Chelsea, I don't know what's going on with Chelsea at the end of the day.
No, fuck Chelsea.
City and Liverpool are only going to improve, and Man United cannot be any worse than they were. Surely,
we'll get to Man United. We will.
So
save it.
They're going to get a bit better as well. So I actually do fear for Arsenal next season. I really
agreed. I do as well.
If they don't get their summer transfers correct.
We will get them correct.
Surely Arsenal have got to be looking at Vieira. Surely,
he's
I know he's had 1 season in the Prem, but he's an Arsenal legend. It's the natural. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if Arteta
Vieira would
next
make
year,
sense to me. I'll just go back to you, Dalboy. The floor is yours. Your overall thoughts of the season, and what would you give out of 10?
Yeah, well, I'll go in lightly, I suppose. I'm giving them 3 out of 10, and I'm being very fucking generous. The reason why I'm giving them 3 out of 10 is because Arteta's a fucking gobshite, and he doesn't have a clue how to manage a football team. If he was to manage me, I'd fucking wipe the floor with him, right? And simple fact is, I've been to the Emirates twice this season. I've been to the Brighton game. If I got down onto the field, I would have told him how to manage the team, all right? And they're looking. He had Xhaka at left back, okay? Now, I manage an under-10s team, okay? Now, if I'm Graham Potter, I'm just going, you attack the left-hand side because 2 reasons. One, Saka cannot play left back, and it's that simple. He hasn't a clue. And the other reason, he's a fucking prick. Keep at him, and you'll annoy him, and you'll get him sent off. Brighton, what the first thing they do? They come in on the left-hand side, and you could see your man coming back, and you just hit it in. Simple. That's only one example, and I was there, okay? The second game, I was at the Leeds game. 2-0 up. Leeds go down to 10 men. Leeds come back 2-1. Arsenal hanging on the edge, hanging on for a fucking win in the Emirates to a team that got relegated. Absolutely useless management. Nottingham Forest, okay? Disrespected Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. Nottingham Forest absolutely slapped us around. And that's because your man who looks like fucking Gollum out of the fucking Lord of the Rings or whatever his name is, yeah? He outwitted the drip that Arteta has, the lovely fucking jumpers and all he has, yeah? This is from the Arteta range, this jumper, the drip that I have on here, you know? So that's what I'm talking about, okay? Even leading up to that week that we got knocked out of the FA Cup, they shit themselves because they had to play Spurs, yeah? Oh, we have COVID. The whole team has COVID. Send every vaccine, Pfizer vaccine to the Emirates. We're dying. Yeah, one person had it. Yeah, all right. So that then I blame on the management team of Arsenal. It wasn't just Arteta. So let's wind it up and let fucking Sky Sports then dictate our season. And they'll pull that game all the way back and we leave it to a top 4 decider. Yeah, Sky Sports, dickhead. Yeah, that's what they've done. All right. So that management and just that sort of section of the season, okay, that's what we're talking about. And am I supposed to give them any more points? Seriously. I can go on. We can go on about the first 3 games of the season.
We haven't got all day, Dal.
Yeah,
exactly. Graham, and I know I don't want it. Lads, come here. By the way, I'm positive. I'm a positive person. I have a vlog, okay, if you haven't seen it, Del Boy's vlogs, just check it out. I'm a positive person.
He's not always angry. He's not. Yeah, I promise.
That's not the same prick that was on the show last night. When you check it out later on, you know what I mean?
We'll move on now. And
exactly.
I think we're going to go to Leeds United.
Who supports
Jordan, I'll start with you. Before we get to the overall season, the same questions. Team performance of the year, what one would it be for you?
I mean, it's a split for me between that last game against Brentford and the character that we went out there and showed in that last game. But the turning point, the catalyst for me, was it was Wolves away from home. We went down there on a Friday night in the middle of the arse end of West Midlands, in the middle of nowhere, nothing around it, and we go 2-0 down, we're down and out, and it's like, this is going to leave us fighting way before we would have had to fight this season if we never got a result there. And we managed. Jimenez got himself sent off. I didn't think it was a red, to be honest. I thought it was a bit harsh. And then we went and scored 3 goals and we win 3-2. And that was a turning point for me. But I mean, the character that they showed in that last game against Brentford, that turned the clock back because we've not shown that all season. And then they left the best performance for me at when we needed it the most. And it's the same with any sport. Most of the time, it's going to come down to timing. You don't have to be consistently good for a whole season, but if you win the games that matter, that's all that's going to be important at the end of the day. So we got the job done there. I think overall, there's a lot to unpack with the season. I think we were incredibly unlucky with injuries for most of the season. And I don't think we'd have been down there if we'd have had our full team fit for even half the season. We've not had Bamford consistently since November. And as much as everyone wants to sort of take the piss out of Bamford and sort of say, it's Patrick Bamford, what the fuck does he do? He's such a key group. He's a squad player. He's a system player. He fits the system. He does a job. And we never had any of that for the second half of the year. He holds the ball up well. He finds space. He's a great passer for a big attacker. 6'2", and he could still pass the ball like a midfielder. So we missed all that towards the tail end of the season, and that's what put us in the shit. And fortunately, we had that performance to dig us out of it. So yeah, I think I would probably just.
Do you know what you missed out on? Super Eddie Nketiah. That's who you should have kept, for fuck's sake. I'm being very fantastic. He's a bollock as well.
Might be getting him back. He's on the block. Apparently, we might be getting him back.
Wait, what are you talking about, Eddie Nketiah? Did he used to play for Leeds?
Yeah, Eddie Nketiah's going to Liverpool.
Can we stop talking about Eddie Nketiah and we'll go back to you, Jordan?
So, yeah, that's it anyway. That's my sort of season recap finished.
Who would you say is there a goal that you remember goal of the season?
I mean, there was that rocket that Jack Harrison scored against West Ham. That was 25-yard out screamer. But for me, just because again, I know I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this game, but it just has to be Jack Harrison scoring that second goal on Sunday. If that goes in and it relieves all the pressure because it was hanging in the balance there. If that had been 1-1, even with 5 minutes to play, one goal would have swung it. But he scored that and it killed it off. So again,
we had 9 men, so
exactly, and there was a big deflection as well. Like we had him right back.
I can see you both are ready to go there. Let him finish.
Got to get the job. You've got to get the job done, and we've seen teams cock it up in worse fashion than that. So, and especially how unlucky we've got this season. It's not over until it's over. We could have been playing against 2 men, and I still would not have been relaxed and chilled out until that final whistle blew. So, for me, it was just even so. Even if it stayed 1-1, Burnley only needed another goal. If Burnley get a goal, it doesn't matter. So, again, like there were just so many caveats and permutations of that goal and how important that was going to be at the end of the day. So, yeah.
I'll just stop you there, Jordan. Dalboy's got to shoot. So, shout your channel out, Dalboy, mate, before you go.
Yeah, sorry, man. Me fucking me Mikel Arteta Lego head wig is after arriving, so I have to just bleed and bring it in with the delivery man. Yeah. Sorry, I have to leg it, and I really do appreciate you getting me on your show. We have to do another one, and it's completely my fault. I'm in a hurry today. I have to shoot out and do something, you know. But look, thanks a million for letting me on your show. I'm on Del Boy Gunner TV. If anyone wants to come along and watch a quiet, calm Arsenal fan in action, please do hit the like and subscribe button. Really appreciate everyone's support. And thanks to everyone on the panel as well. And sorry for all the bad language.
Thank you, Del Boy. As always.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, that was directed to Ollie. That was directed to Ollie, yeah.
Jordan, and finally, before I ask you for a rating, player of the season?
Well, it's just obvious, isn't it? It's got to be Rafinha. It's got to be that man who was on his way to Barcelona this summer. I'm resigned to losing him, but to be honest, the important question for us was it was the price tag. If we'd have gone down, it would have been 25 million. Now it's going to be 50 plus. So,
yeah. And what would you rate this season out of 10?
If we'd have gone down, it would have been a 2. But the fact that we stayed up, I've given us a 6. And the only reason that it's as high as a 6 is because I feel like this genuinely isn't a rip on like Man United as much as I'd love to do it, but the actual expectations of our team compared to a team that's supposed to be vying for trophies, we've not fallen far short. We've stayed in the league. That would have been the primary objective this season, was to stay. I'm assuming that we would have been aiming for somewhere around like 12, 13th. So we fell short in that regard. But I think when you factor in the injuries as well, that sort of eases it a bit. So I think a 6 out of 10 is pretty fair.
Okay, fair enough. I know Marvin and Jay look like they're ready to go. Anyone got anything about Leeds this year?
Well done, staying up.
Well done, staying up. Do you know where Leeds are, Shahan?
No, I don't.
You should hate them too.
Is it near Scotland?
Do you know what? I think I actually agree with you there, Jordan. I do agree. I know people raise your eye about 6, but end of the day, you're there to end the league. It's only your second year back. You would have taken that start of the year. You had a lot of injuries. But I do worry for you next year, especially if you don't bring players in. So we'll see. But you did well. You know, it is 9 men against Brentford, but at the end of the day, you've got to still get the job done. So I understand where you're coming from. We will get to Liverpool. We will get to Brentford. Don't worry. But I think we need a little bit of comedy. So, yeah, let's do this team here. I'm going to look at Jamie. He's strapped in and he's ready. I will get to you at the end, Jamie. I know you're ready. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Mia. Is there a team performance that you can bring up that has been the best this year in the Premier League?
A team performance this season? I doubt it, to be honest. I think the only highlights of this season is probably us making out the Champions League group stages with them last-minute goals from Ronaldo. The performance against Tottenham where Ronaldo got the hat-trick. But that's about it. It's been awful, shambolic. It's embarrassing. The worst season I've witnessed. But yeah,
that's been a long 5 years.
It's embarrassing.
I'll go to you, Oris. Have you got a team performance that you can remember that's been good this year in the Premier League?
Probably Jordan's team. Second game of the season, 5-1. I would say that was a good. We dominated them as well. So yeah, sorry, Jordan. I had to put it out there, but yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, that was a good one. To be fair,
as long as it makes you feel better, Oris, don't worry, mate.
We're going to goal of the season. Yeah. Is there a goal that you can remember that was good for Man United this year? I'll start with you, Oris.
Yeah, I'll probably say Ronaldo against Spurs, the first one. That was an unbelievable goal. But Jamie, I see you laughing, but we're the only team to win a treble, so keep laughing. Laughing, innit?
Okay. Oris, yeah, I'll go to you, Shahan. Is there a goal that you remember that was the best?
I agree with the screamer as well against Spurs. I think that was amazing, the first goal.
Yeah.
Okay, a player of the year. Start with you, Shahan.
Easy, Ronaldo. I think without him this season, we'd be battling with Burnley for relegation, to be honest.
I agree.
And then, Oris, you saying?
Yeah, I agree with that. It was either him or De Gea for me, but I have to put Ronaldo.
I think De Gea went a bit downhill near the end, though. I think that's
I think he was making some good saves, but he's still a bit shaky in goal. So that's why. But Ronaldo, he was something else this season.
Okay, and now the most important part, your thoughts for this season. I'll start with you again, Sean. Thoughts for this season, what would you rate it out of 10?
Yeah, like I said, worst season I've witnessed. Been embarrassing. I'd rate it 1.5, to be honest. I'm only giving it a 1.5 because we just scraped Europa League. I'm very surprised. If you told me at the start of the season we'll be 13 points off 4th position, I would have laughed at you. I would have thought we would have got 4th place easily, especially with our squad. But yeah, it's been embarrassing. 1.5.
Yeah, fair enough.
What?
Fair play to you there.
You're joking.
Oris, what would you rate out of 10? And what's your thoughts on the season?
I'll rate it 1 out of 10 for me. The season has been a shambles for me, but as well as these players, they've checked out really. They checked out since Watford, but they're just checked out really. So now is the perfect time because they can spend the summertime. So yeah, it's been a shambles of a season.
Great.
Before I go to Jamie, I'll just go on.
Sorry, mate. I think my internet's absolutely shite at the minute. The thing I did want to,
the adverts are so good.
But no, the one thing I was just going to say is that, like, for me, it all went tits up for Man United when they just turned around and said weeks before the end of the season, or was it like 2 months before? Oh, he's not going to be here at the end. He's not going to be here next season. And then they were interviewing other managers while the season was going on. So what message does that send out to the players? It's like, well, what's the fucking point turning up? Like, managers probably not interested. We're not interested. There's no motivation. There's no incentive to play. So, and they're all, we know what they're like. They're all spoiled millionaires who just want to dance on TikTok and sell fucking clothes. So realistically,
that's it, really. Yeah, you are right. Yeah.
Go on, Oris. Carry on, mate. It's fine.
No, I was going to say, I think since we appointed Ralph Ragnick, these players are just, since we appointed them, they didn't care at all, really, because they looked at it and said, oh, he's only here for 6 months, so why do I need to perform?
Why does he have to care?
Do you think Ten Hag's the man to turn it around, though?
Yeah, well, for me, I need them to get rid of these players for me, but I'm going to back him. So yeah, I've seen Jamie talking a lot about Ten Hag, but don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on you, Jamie. But with Ten Hag, for me, I'm going to give him time.
Shahan, do you reckon Ten Hag could turn it around?
I mean, obviously his CV is not the best compared to other managers, but you have to just give him time and get rid of the dead weight at the club right now.
All right, Jamie, go on. What do you want to say?
Right. I'm not going to go in too hard. It's not fair. But, I think Norris said they checked out after Watford. United checked out up in August. They've been. Look, Man United's problem is that they've had no world-class coaches for 3 years. The problem is when you have Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the United squad, I've been uncoached, quite typically. Wan-Bissaka now looks like a player who could play for Dartford Football Club because he's been so uncoached. He's a very good player, but he's never progressed. Rashford has been uncoached. He's gone down. So many players in that team have been uncoached. Bruno Fernandes is a much better footballer than he's showing right now. He's been uncoached. Man United's problem doesn't start this season. It goes back 3 years ago when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was appointed. He should have got the job caretaker, and then United should have gone big on someone proper. If they got Ten Hag in 3 years ago, Man United wouldn't be in this trouble right now. Ten Hag to turn this around now, after what's happened to Manchester United, it's going to be extremely difficult. It's going to take time. Man United fans have just got to buy this out. It's going to take a few years, but once it does happen, you'll be back again. I do believe that. But in the meantime, there's just players in your team that were good a few years ago and are not now, and it's not down to the players themselves. It's just down. They've not been coached well in a few years' time. You've had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as your manager for 3 years. I don't know any elite top-level side will have a manager or a coach the level of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge of their club for so long. It's crazy. And that's the reason why Man United are where they are right now. It's not this season. It's not since Ralph came in or anything like that. It's just they've been uncoached. They've got no coaching in that team. And there's players in that team that should be doing a lot better than they are. They're allowed to get away with too much as well because there's no leadership in that team. There's no leadership in that team. Apart from Ronaldo, where's there a leader in that team? There's none. And they can get away with everything. United just need a good clear out. It'll take them a few years, but they will come back again. There's no doubt about it. But the mess of this season, hasn't just been this season. It was 3 years ago. It was planted. And unfortunately for United, it has seeped all the way through to where it is now.
Thank you, Jamie. Luke, I know you're a bit quiet out there. I know Tottenham finished above Man United, but you did lose to them twice. Just thought I'll put that in. Do you sort of agree with Man
Thankfully,
United
we
will be
did
back?
because we sacked Nuno.
Do you reckon you'll be back? Man United will be back, or do you think this could be a long, hard few years?
I think it's a long, hard slog. I'm not convinced by Ten Hag. I don't think he's entirely convinced either. I've seen a couple of interviews he's done, press conferences. He's got a strange demeanour about him. I don't know whether that's because he intends to just go in whole hog on the players and really chew them out, or whether he just thinks there needs to be a massive overhaul. I think there's a long way to go. I think one thing that they, ironically, that United might struggle with is the fact that Ed Woodward has left. Because although, he got a bit of shit for the Super League and all the rest of it, he managed to provide the club with some decent players. He managed to get a lot of deals and finance and things and shuffle things around. So I think he might be a bit of a loss for him. From what I've seen this season, there's no gusto in the players. There's nothing there there's no fight at all. And it's going to take a lot to turn it around, I think. And like Jamie said, they're uncoached at the minute. So you're going to have to try and find a way to bring them together, whether that's, jumping into training earlier, which I think would be the right thing to do. I don't think you can reward the players with that much time off. You tell them, no, you get in the gym. We're training from this date. We're going to drill you hard. We're going to make you at least put the work in, because it's just not happened.
Okay, we'll move on from United because we could be here all day. We're going to go to Brentford. Obviously, Marvin is now turned Brentford. He works there, but I'll start with Jay. Jay, team performance of the year. What game stands out for you?
It's Chelsea away, innit? 4-1 away. That's the end of that, innit? Massive win, derby. Do you know what I mean? A lot of my mates are Chelsea fans, so it's good taking a piss out of them. I bet Chris is listening. But yeah, it's a good day. Especially as earlier in the season, both games we played them at our place, we probably didn't deserve to lose. We lost, and it is what it is. They're just a better team at the end of the day. Mendy had a blinder, and then they just dominated us when Kante came on in the cup. But yeah, it's kind of a bit of revenge from that as well, if you know what I mean.
Marvin, team performance of the year, one that stands out for you?
Yeah, I'll it's either the Chelsea away or the draw against Liverpool at home, the 3-3 draw.
Fair enough. What about Arsenal at home? First game of the year, first game of the season on TV, first game full stadium, first game in the top league. That must be great. Come on.
No, playing top 4 teams is good.
Don't give Ollie a heart attack. Marvin, I'll go back to you, mate. Goal of the year. Is there a goal that you remember that would be?
I want to be biased on this one, and I want to say Shandon Baptiste against Leeds. I really like that finish, but I'll probably go.
If anyone who don't know, Shandon is Marvin's cousin. Carry on.
I'll probably go Vissa against Liverpool. The chip over Alisson. That's my goal of the season.
Jay?
Yeah, great goal. So I base mine a little bit more on technique and something you don't see so often. So for me, it's Sam Angodos scissor kick. Whenever you see a scissor kick and it went bottom corner, fucking beautiful goal. We lost the game, but who cares? Or Wissa's bike kick, but that was in the cup, whereas Godos was in the Prem and a bit more. Do you know what I mean? Better team. So scissor kick, good goal.
Even Jamie could score that goal against Oldham.
What are you going to me?
You're the oldest here, mate. So sorry, mate.
I can't get my legs that high no more.
Yeah. You never know. Ask the missus.
No, the missus has told me, don't we?
I'll go back to you, Marvin. Player of the season for you. Who is that?
Oh, it's Christian Norgard. Hands down.
And why? Tell me a bit about him.
Like he is Mr. Reliable for Brentford. Like he's a great tackler, great leader. He does score the goals. He's like he reminds me of N'Golo Kante, pretty much the same player, and he's I'll say underappreciated. No one really recognizes what he does in the league because you don't hear like Sky Sports and all these guys talk about these players from small clubs. If he was at say Liverpool, we'll be hearing about him week in week out. But yeah, Christian Norgard.
Jay.
So mine's Rico Henry. Because like apart from he made one mistake all season, and that was taking down Ronaldo. Because I think sometimes you get a bit overawed by potentially the best player ever to play football. But apart from that, nobody took the ball past him the whole season, and he reminds me of very Ashley Cole, like very hard to get past. And he scored 3 goals. So fucking his best return ever for us. He's only he's been with us 6 years, and this is his 3rd full season because his first 3 years he was injured. So a lot more to come from Rico. Very, very good player. But like Marvin, I agree with Marvin. Like Christian Norgard's like a top 6, number 8. He's so good, and like his stats are crazy. I was reading it earlier, and he's like saying like top 5 for tackles and interceptions in Europe. He was best in the Prem by a mile for tackles. Just crazy player. Very underappreciated, like Marv said. He's also added passing to his game since Ericsson has come. He's given them that inspiration of vision. Because I saw Jensen doing the last few games as well.
Okay, guys, I'll go to you again, Jay. Last question. Overall thoughts of this season, what would you rate it out of 10?
Yeah, I won't lie. It was in our hands last game of the season to finish higher, 11th. Was it 10th or 11th? No, 11th, because I think
10th.
Yeah. So if we finished 10th, I would have given it like an 8 or a 9. But like it's probably like 7.5 or an 8. I think everyone has injuries. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's an excuse for a poor season or anything. But we had Raya out. Norgard was out for a little bit as well. Not very long, but do you know what I mean? So we had a tough middle patch, and we improved vastly since Ericsson came. So maybe his quality is hidden. Our freight is a little bit. So we'll see if he stays, and then go from next year.
Jay, Marvin.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8 as well. And it's Ericsson coming in that's helped us. We had our injuries. Like he came in pretty much single-handedly, pretty much kept us in the league. But yeah, like it's quite impressive because I think at the start of the season, you ask anyone the favourite to go down, everyone would have said Brentford, and to finish 13th quite convincingly in the first season, we've competed with the top 6 teams. You know, like no one walked over us, but yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for this season.
I'm confused, guys. I'm confused.
I would give it
a 10 out of 10 season. It's a 10
out of 10 season. I'm saying that as well. I don't get why they're saying 8.
You finished 13th and you're a Moneyball side. You're a Moneyball side. So you sell high and you finished easily in the Premier League. And you've got teams like Leeds, who are bigger clubs, that struggled. You guys are underestimating your team, man. You're underestimating your team. Brentford, top set.
10 out of 10, mate, Laura says.
I loved watching Brentford this season. Absolutely loved it. I love Thomas Frank. 10 out of 10 season from me, and I'm not even a Brentford fan.
Shahan, you're a bit of a Brentford fan because you went to the Man United game in the Brentford end. What did you think about Brentford?
Mate, I got to see Ronaldo, so I can't complain.
It was a hard game against Brentford.
There was one comment Marvin made just like a minute ago. He said no one walked over us, but I think we did beat you guys 3-0 comfortably. Could have been more.
Listen,
I'm just pointing that out.
Right.
That was it.
We played 38 games in the season. Every single team here.
No, Brentford amazing season. No. Brentford,
we walked you.
Like you're going on as if
with the budget,
someone like
amazing.
All right, no worries. Right,
Marvin, he's a Man United fan. By the way, I got that right. I said 13, just so everyone knows.
And also to attract the likes of Christian Eriksen, I think that's a great signing for them.
Yeah,
he knows Frank.
He makes a difference.
But what Marvin meant, he didn't mean individual teams didn't walk over us. He meant as a general, when we played top 6, they didn't all walk over us. We were competitive in majority of the games.
Yeah.
He didn't mean we didn't get stomped on because Southampton stomped us 4-1 at St Mary's, and then we stomped on them. So, do you know what I mean?
And then I would say, well, Tottenham's
Brentford
outplayed you at theirs, but you outplayed them at your ground. So
yeah, exactly.
Never really looked done. Anyone else got anything to say about Brentford?
Just be wary. Just be wary because we were in that position as you last season. And look what's happened to us.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comment. Second season.
I don't think Frank's is as stubborn as Bielsa.
Yeah, I disagree.
Our run differently. We recruit better. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, just because teams have thought this for a long time, but second season syndrome is real. So
I understand where you're coming from. I just think that the stubbornness and the pig-headedness of Bielsa was the beginning of your downfall, because it was hard. It was always going to be hard to sustain what you did last season.
No, I agree. I do agree.
We'll move on, guys. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. We will get to Liverpool in a minute, but we are now going to go to the scum, Tottenham. Tottenham season review. That's it. Anyway, moving on. Luke, same questions. Team performance of the year.
I think for what it meant, it has to be the North London derby where the 3-0 win against Arsenal. Yeah, that one.
Right, moving on.
Yep.
Go with you.
There's a few to choose from in terms of significance and quality. I think in terms of overall quality, Kane's volley against Everton was absolutely sublime. Pure technique, left foot, just ball over his shoulder. It was perfect. But you can also point to obviously Bergwijn's goals against Leicester, very significant. But I would go with Son's second against Norwich. Number one, it was a fantastic goal, curled into the right corner from outside of the box. But it also meant that he got to share the golden boot as well. So that would be my pick for the technique, but also what it meant.
Player this season?
It's got to be Son. There's no other question. Human Son.
And finally, overall thoughts of the season, and what would you rate it out of 10, Luke?
Well, I mean, it's been very much split into two. Obviously, we got pre-Conte and post-Conte. The pre-Conte wasn't too great, but since Conte's come in and obviously finishing top four, which at the end of the day was the main aim of the season. You know, we had no aspirations beyond that really, other than finish top four. So on that basis, I would probably give it a 9 out of 10 for us. I think I would give it a 10 out of 10 if maybe we didn't drop some silly points against teams that we probably should have beat. But yeah, I'll go for a 9 out of 10 on that.
Is there anything else you want to talk about Tottenham? Are you worried that Conte might not stay, or are you convinced he'll be there now?
Well, there was a report today, or a statement out today, saying that Joe Lewis and Daniel Levy are going to be injecting 150 million into the club on top of what was already available to spend. So they really are trying to push the boat out and do everything they can to keep Conte. Obviously, we know that at the end of the day, Conte is going to do what Conte is going to do. But I do think the board has realised that they need to keep him, and that's the main objective. And they want to provide him with a signing. So I think I would say it's 85% he stays. But again, it's Conte, and you know he can throw his toys out the pram at any minute, and he can just say I'm off.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's ever 100%.
Has anyone else want to talk about Tottenham?
Yeah, I'm saying no. I think next season Chelsea have to beware of Tottenham.
Yeah,
that's got to be the next aim. That's got to be the next aim.
I think I'll say it now. Next season's just going to be a tools race yet again with Man City and Liverpool, and then I think Tottenham will really chase. Tottenham would really chase Chelsea down. Chelsea have got a massive summer. Huge summer, and I don't know what they're going to do. Chelsea fans don't know what's going to happen. They've got a lot of players they're going to have to replace, which is a problem. I don't think their squad's that strong. Tottenham, I read today, as Luke said there, I think they released 150 million pounds worth of shares or something from the company, didn't they? That's gone into the
Tottenham Hotspur Limited, yeah.
Yeah, into the team. So it's free cash for them to spend. And Conte knows what he wants. He plays a particular style, always has done. He doesn't demand like Man City quality players for them positions. You saw it with Chelsea and his winning team with Chelsea. I mean, Victor Moses played right wing back all season. You know, he's a very good coach, and this is what I'm talking about coaching. You get top quality coaches into your team, and you can see the difference in size. Look at the difference in Tottenham with a top quality coach. So money next season, I think Chelsea might be a bit worried about Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay, we move on to the final review. So once we do this final, we'll just go across to everyone and ask a few questions. But we will now go to Liverpool. So Jamie, team performance of the year. What Premier League game springs to mind as being the best?
There's two, and two for personal reasons as well. One is the obvious, smashing Man United in their own backyard. I mean, I don't care how bad United are at the moment. They're our arch rivals. So, you know, United could be in League Two if we still, but it's still our performance. You know what I mean? It's just you smash your arch rivals in their own backyard, and it's got to be the best performance, ain't it? And then we laid off them. That could have been 10-0 if we really went for it. We laid off them after about 60 minutes. And the other one's Arsenal when we beat them 4-0. And the reason is, I heard so much bullshit online before the match. So obviously when you have Liverpool, Arsenal team, Liverpool, Man United, all these sort of things, you always have combined 11s, yeah? I saw the maddest combined 11 I've ever seen in my life.
That was Ollie. Ollie probably did it.
Ollie was on the.
I saw. This is no lie as well. This is no lie.
Hang on, do you want to talk about Keown before? You were talking about Keown before the North London derby.
Oh yeah, he's mad. I mean, it's just.
It is, and then he came out and apologised.
But this Arsenal, I saw Ramsdale was in instead of Alisson. I was like, what is going on? And I had Arsenal fans trying to convince me that Ramsdale was better. I was like, please go away.
This is the 10-year-old fan base. Yeah.
Gabriel and Jesus Christ,
Ben White. Don't tell me Ben White got in there.
Ben White in head of Virgil van Dijk and Matip. And then I think Aubameyang might have still been at the Aubameyang was still there at the time and he was in the forward line. I was like,
if Cedric was in there, you know he's taking a piss.
I was like, and people, the thing is that I thought people did this as a joke. So I was looking at on it. Then I went online, I went on the Football Terrorist and stuff like that. Massive YouTube shows all over the country, like everywhere. Looked at all these things. These Arsenal fans, big, like we're going to do Liverpool. Here we go, we're different now, we're big, we're better, we're equal, there ain't much difference. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, God, please say this after the game. Never say it before a game because, shit bites you. And we just beat them 4-0. That it's not a significance in a way because it's Arsenal, but it's that Graham's not like this. Graham's got a proper head on his shoulders. But there's a lot of Arsenal fans out there that are so deluded. So deluded. I saw Arsenal fans saying fourth ain't big enough. We're going for third for Chelsea when they were fourth at the time. I'm like, can you chill out? You've got Granit Xhaka and El Neni as your midfield too. It's like
the fact that he's got a new contract is beyond me.
And also, Jamie, I saw a tweet.
So that's my reason for them two guys.
I saw a tweet. Someone said Arteta's better than Klopp. And I saw that.
Yeah, I just don't. I hate manager comparisons.
We'll stick to Liverpool. Enough of Arsenal. We're shit. Goal of the season, Jamie.
Mo Salah against Man City is the second goal against Man City at Anfield.
Yeah,
probably the goal of the season as well. It was the one against Watford weren't bad either after, but against Man City when the players he took on in that Man City team, and then putting the ball over Ederson, that was a thing of beauty. So Salah for that.
Player of the season.
Alisson. People might be shocked to that, but for me, Alisson.
Over Salah.
Yeah, Alisson at this moment in time is the best goalkeeper in the world. I don't care what anyone says. He is the best goalkeeper in the world. He's got a one-on-one save percentage of 76%. You know how ridiculous that is. He's almost becoming impossible to score against. It's like Peter Schmeichel when he was in goal in the 90s for Man United. When he was one-on-one of him, you just couldn't get past the geezer.
Yeah, Alisson's good.
That's what Alisson's like at the moment. And I think we don't win anything without an Alisson and Virgil van Dijk still in our team. No matter if Salah's in the team and Diaz in the team, whoever. These two players are so good in their positions. It's ridiculous. And, for me, Alisson has just been superb.
Okay, Jamie, overall thoughts and what would you rate the season out of 10?
I've got to give the season 9.5 out of 10. It'd be 10 out of 10 if we win the Champions League Saturday. But we went against a Goliath in Man City in the Premier League, an absolute Goliath. They are the number one team in European football. And to be 14 points behind them in January and take them to the last 15 minutes of the season, that's basically that's what it was. Literally the last 15 minutes of the season in the title race from being 14 points behind in January just shows how good this Liverpool side can be. And next season, we just got to make sure we don't switch off in some games and we'll be right up there again. And we've won the domestic double in the bag as well. And then going for the Champions League. So we win that. It's a 10 out of 10 season.
It's a shame for Man United winning the league. Man City winning the league. You would have thought Man United won the league the way they celebrate it. Anyone else got anything to say about Liverpool before we go to the awards?
I mean, I've got a question for you. Was there any game that you thought that you bottled it? Like, think about Spurs. Like, maybe, I don't know.
What game we fucked up in? Do you mean?
Yeah.
For me,
right.
I think
it weren't the Spurs game. I know a lot of Liverpool fans say, if we did draw against Spurs, we won the league. Drawing against Spurs isn't a bad result because they're Tottenham Hotspur. You know what I mean? It's not a bad result. Liverpool have no right to smash Tottenham Hotspur. So a point against Spurs is a good result. I'll tell you where Liverpool lost the league. It was 2 results. It was Brighton at home. When you're 2-0 up, you shouldn't be drawing 2-2 to Brighton at home. And it was Brentford at their ground. And it was against Brentford. There was a moment in that game where Salah could have put us 4-2 up when he chipped the ball over the bar. I don't know if you guys remember when it was 1-on-1.
Remember that.
For some reason, Salah chipped it over the bar. Should have just buried it. And if we went 4-2 out in that game, but drawing that 3-3 and the Brighton game is where Liverpool lost the league.
Yeah, what about the Chelsea game?
I don't know. We drew against Man City, Chelsea, and Tottenham this season. That's 3 of the top 4, and they didn't beat us in return as well. So I'm happy with them results.
But you should be beating Tottenham in your stadium. Come on.
Really?
In your own stadium, come on. You should be beating Tottenham. Come on, that's fair.
It's not them results that matter. Look, you might not know this, right? Because you're where you are, but when you're going for Man City didn't beat Liverpool this season. Man City didn't beat Tottenham this season.
We took 6 points off
City
this season.
Man City didn't beat Tottenham this season. Man City didn't beat Southampton this season. Man City didn't beat Crystal Palace this season, and they still won the Premier League.
I'd just say one thing on the beating us. I think if you go back over the last few years, you have been a real sort of bogey team for us.
Yeah, we have.
Because you've run us ragged.
You've got a great front three.
Yeah, well, that's a difference. That's a difference now. Before we were relying on 2, now we've got 3 and a link between.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, lads.
Do you know what Paul Merson said? Go
on.
He said Liverpool had a Champions League group they could have walked through, and they won both domestic cups on penalties.
That's mad.
It's true. It's not mad for saying. It's fact.
Someone definitely rattled him.
It's fact.
What's up with Paul Merson? Why is he so?
He also said Liverpool had a failure. The season has been a failure. He also said that.
Our season's been a failure. Finishing runners up on 92 points, winning the domestic double and being in Champions League.
Don't respond, Jamie. He's trying to rattle you, mate.
I think he's still in debt with his bookie, so he's just paying things off by saying ridiculous things on telly.
The man's an idiot.
All right, lads. All right, we've got 5 awards. I want to go around quickly for each one. I'll start with Luke. Young player of the season in the Prem, Luke.
I think this is a tough one, to be honest. I don't know that I can really argue with Foden. I don't think he's produced as much as people are expecting, but I think he's produced more than others.
Foden,
all right. Shahan, young player of the year.
I think for me, Saka. I think he's turned up for Arsenal this season.
Saka
on the wing. Saka, to be honest.
Marvin.
I think I might agree with Shahan for once. Saka, I think he's been quite good for Arsenal this year.
Jordan, are you there, mate? Stop watching porn. Young player of the year.
Yeah, I did originally say to you earlier, Graham, that I was going to give it to Foden, but then when I thought about it a bit more, I wanted to go for someone that people might not have thought of at first. And for me, he's made the biggest impact on his team, which for a young player I think is massive, and that is Conor Gallagher for Crystal Palace.
Good shout. Oris, Ronaldo's 37, so he doesn't count.
Yeah, I'm not Ollie, don't worry. For me, Bukayo Saka for me.
Jay?
It has to be Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's fucking amazing. It would have been Reece James if he wasn't injured most of the season, but TAA is the fucking hands down the young player of the year. I don't care what anyone else says.
Jamie?
Yeah, Trent, best young player in the country. That he didn't get the award and Foden did, a disgrace. Because Foden,
100%.
Am I the only one who thinks?
I fucking hate Liverpool. But Trent is hands down young player of the year.
I think they base
Am I the only one who thinks actually that Foden underperformed this season in certain ways?
Yeah, he did.
I don't think he produced as much, but I thought it was under 23.
Yeah,
Trent is under 23. He's 23.
He's 23.
He's on the cusp. He was in it.
No, he is 23.
Yeah, that counts. That counts.
Yeah, that counts.
So 23 and under, not under 23.
All right. Fucking hell.
Also, I want to shout out Dejan Kulusevski, because if we got him in in September, then he might have been in for a shout.
All right, Ollie, who's your young player here?
No, Odegaard. Can't say Odegaard.
Saka.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, welcome onto the stream. I don't know who this guy is. He looks like Phil. He's back. Phil, young player of the year.
I've been waiting for someone to fuck off so I can jump on. Fucking loaded tonight, yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Phil. Young player of the year.
It's Trent, closely followed by Gallagher, a bit biased. Foden, he's done all right, but as people touched upon, probably not as good as he was in previous seasons. So, yeah, Trent for me.
Okay, next one we go. Signing of the year. We'll start with you, Phil. Signing of the year.
Right, it's obviously like a couple. Diaz has done well, but my argument would be, would Liverpool have done any worse if he hadn't come in? The answer is obviously no. Kulusevski's done well as well at Tottenham. Hard to say whether it would have made a massive difference. Obviously, he's contributed, so they might not have made the top four without him. But I think Christian Eriksen, not often that a free transfer as the signing of the season, but they'd just fallen flat just before they signed him. It looked like the wheels could have potentially fallen off, small squad. And there was a lot of worry about whether he'd be able to play, whether he'd still have it. But I think he's tailored his game and sort of made it work with Brentford as well. So don't really see him passing sideways and backwards. A lot. Everything's forward. And that's sort of like helped Brentford sort of get on the front foot in games. And I think, what is it, they've won like 8 out of 10 games he started or something silly like that. So got to go to him just on pound for pound more than anything else.
Ollie?
My signing team is Luis Diaz. I think that's probably one of the best signings that Liverpool have done. I would have said maybe an Arsenal player, but because we didn't get top four, I didn't want to. So, but yeah, Luis Diaz. I do agree with Christian Eriksen, but I'll go for Luis Diaz over him. He's been a great signing for them, and yeah.
Jordan. I mean, for me, it was like I was on a similar sort of wave of thinking to Phil there. Like, I don't think Liverpool would have done any worse if they hadn't got Luis Diaz, but I do feel quite strongly that Tottenham would not have got top four without that wonder kid from Sweden, Dejan Kulusevski. I think he's an absolutely fantastic player.
Oris?
I'll be nice to Jamie. I'll give it to Luis Diaz. For me, he's a phenomenal player for me. When I watch him every time, he's always good on the ball. So for me, it's Luis Diaz.
Jay?
Yes, Eriksen.
Yeah, agree.
Of course it is.
Yeah, bias.
Jamie?
Bias.
Bias? What are you talking about?
Support Brentford.
Transfer of the season.
Yeah.
Romero at Spurs.
Agree. Another good one. Marvin?
Player of the season.
Signing.
Signing of the season. Yeah, Luis Diaz for Liverpool. I'm joking, by the way. It's Eriksen. You can never...
Shahan? Ralph Ragnick?
Probably Diaz. The price they paid for it, £37 million plus add-ons. I think that's a bargain, to be honest. He can start, he can come off the bench, and he's an impact. So for me, it's Luis Diaz.
And Luke?
Well, I wasn't going to go for a January signing because I thought I'd try and do the whole season. I think Romero's been unlucky with the injuries. I think he's a fantastic signing, and if he didn't get injured, 100% he would be the best signing. So it's between him and Kulusevski. Kulusevski's changed our attack massively. He's added a dynamism. He's brought focus away from Son and Kane. And he's just phenomenal. So I think I'll have to go with Kulusevski.
Okay, obviously my young player of the year was Saka, and my son of the year was Eriksen. Flop of the year, I'll start with you. Who's the floppiest here? I'll go with you, Luke. Flop of the year. This can be a team, manager, or a player. Who is the flop of the year?
I think in terms of managers, obviously there's a few to choose from. But I think when you look at the amount that was paid for him and the amount of expectation that came of him, it's hard to deny Lukaku as being anything but a flop for Chelsea, really.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's necessarily all his fault, but 100% it's got to go down as a flop of a signing.
Shahan, flop of the season?
Manchester United.
Easy. Same as me. Marvin, flop of the season?
Yeah, Manchester United. Yeah.
Jordan, flop of the season?
Well, I was a bit torn because obviously he said to me that it could be a player, manager, or a team. So I've done all three. So for player, I mean, I was going to say Lukaku, but I'm just like, it's too obvious. So I've got to go for someone. I've got to go for one of our boys, and I can't wait for him to just fuck off back to Barcelona or anywhere in Spain. And that's Juni Firpo. He's been absolutely pathetic. The only good or even 5 out of 10 performance that he's put up for us this season was against Brentford. And I mean, genuinely, he is just fucking horrific. So I can't wait for him to piss off. Manager of the season, I would have to say, was probably Nuno. I know he's not there now. That was just horrible to watch. Absolutely horrible. And then team, I'm going to go for Everton. When you consider that budget that they've got and the players that they've got, and then for the fans to be running on the pitch that they've stayed up with a 500 million quid team, I don't think you can get more tin pot and shit than that. So yeah, that's my trio.
Oris?
Yeah, I've got a manager here. Might be controversial, but I decided to say Ralph Hasenhuttl for me from Southampton. For me, they finished 15th in the league with 40 points, and for a team like Southampton, they should be usually around top 12, top 11. So for me, I think Ralph Hasenhuttl is a flop of the manager for me.
Jay?
Going back to my Liverpool hatred, another geezer is an amazing footballer, but I can't stand him as a manager. I think Steven Gerrard, again, I don't think they would have been worse off with Dean Smith staying there, to be honest, with the talent in that squad. I think they've got a very good squad. I think, obviously, Coutinho came because of him, and he's a kind of Eriksen player where he's obviously head and shoulders above the rest of the team skill-wise. But, yeah, it kind of fell off a bit. I don't think Villa have any consistency. Yeah, very average, I think.
Jamie, flop of the season?
Jadon Sancho.
Yeah, another one.
The reason I say Jadon Sancho and not Lukaku, because I've never rated Lukaku anyway. I don't know how anyone can call someone a world-class footballer when he's never had a first touch in 28 years he's been alive. And he's never learned it. Man United fans tried to warn Chelsea, don't buy Lukaku because they watched the crap. But Jadon Sancho is an extremely talented player, and I thought he would do bits in the Premier League. Yes, it might be the management and the team he's in, but I've got to look at it. He hasn't had a great season for the money he cost and the wages he's on. So, Jadon Sancho.
Phil, flop of the season?
I agree with Jamie on Sancho. He's been pony, and the amount paid on him, the hype around him. But there's another one that cost 100 million, golden boy, a lot expected of him, and he's done fuck all. 2 goals, 2 assists, Jack Grealish. Don't think 100 million and you're getting, 4 goal contributions. Don't think it's... Could have just gone out and bought, but could have got you out there, Graham.
Yeah. Just before, I want to do manager and player very briefly. Just bear with me. I know you're on here, Phil. Very quickly, just with Palace. 4 quick answers for me, mate, because we'll be here all day. Team performance of the year?
Man City 2-0. Closely followed by Arsenal 3-0.
Oh, God, for Arsenal. Goal this season?
Wilf Zaha against Norwich.
And player of the season?
Going to go Conor Gallagher, just over Wilf.
And how would you rate Big Pat's first season? Happy?
I'll give him an 8 because I think like a 10 would have been if he like managed to get in the Conference League or something like that. A 9 top half. I think like when you look at points, Roy was always between 44 and 48 points, between 10th and 14th most seasons. But I think we were normally flirting with relegation for like the whole year, where now we're playing good football. We were safe pretty much from December, January. We weren't really looking in trouble. Only got a bit. I think we had a run of like 6 games without a win, but there was a lot of draws in there. But stayed up with like plenty in the bag. So yeah, I'll give him an 8.
Ollie, just before we go to manager of the year, Ollie, what's your flop of the season?
Probably Arteta.
Arteta.
Yeah. Because he didn't get top 4.
Manager of the year. This one's going to be controversial. I'm going to start with Jamie. Manager of the year.
Eddie Howe.
Thank you. Luke,
he took over a Newcastle team that had 0 wins after 14 games. Easy.
Yeah, Luke.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. But obviously, what Conte done to our team to get us into top 4 after the start of the season we had. And as you know, all right, I might be being a bit biased, but I think he's done a phenomenal job and he's changed the culture of the team. We haven't dropped as many points. I don't think we lost the game where we went, where we were leading after the first half, which is not something you can say about Tottenham. So for me, it's got to be Antonio Conte.
Shahan?
For me, I'd say Klopp. The reason why is because to be fighting at the top of the Premier League, but on the other hand, taking his team to the finals of the other cups, and the way he rotates his squad, the way he's able to rest some players and then bring them in and they still play their best. I think not every manager can do that, and the way Klopp does it, I think that's what makes him the best manager this season.
Horace?
For me, I'm gonna have to say Antonio Conte for me, because if after Nuno got sacked, if somebody told Spurs fans you're gonna get top 4, they'll be laughing. So, I mean, Conte has changed that Spurs massively.
Jordan? Oh, is he gone again? All right, go Ollie. Ollie?
For me, it's Pep because he won the league. Simple as that. Yeah.
Phil?
Just going through what some of the guys said, Eddie Howe, yes, he did do well, but they did spend quite a bit of money as well. Conte, yeah, he done well, but again, it was a good team. I think part of the problem was Nuno, and they got players in January. Thomas Frank had fuck all money, didn't sign anyone, got someone in with a pacemaker they didn't even know can play. He kept that team up with him, not with any resources. So Thomas Frank.
Jordan, are you there? No, he's still not there. Marvin?
Yeah, it was it's between Vieira and Thomas Frank, but I'll go with Thomas Frank because the budget that Brentford have compared to these other teams like Newcastle, Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, you expect these teams, to finish top 4. So I don't understand why people give people like Klopp and Pep credit for finishing where they're supposed to finish with a team. But then you have Thomas Frank, who's taken Brentford to 13th, competed this year. That's my manager of the season.
Jordan, you back? No, he's still gone. Yeah, Jordan, you there, mate? All right, Jay, I'll go to you, mate. Jay, manager of the season.
Yeah, I'm on the same wavelength as Marvin. Vieira is very close. It's him or Frank, but he is Frank. 0 money, and I think throughout the season he's shown that it's not just like we use Sheffield United as an example because they had a different style where they'd get their extra centre back to push up through the middle, and that was their style of play, and they got found out. He's used how many different formations? 4 formations. There's B team players come up through a team with no money playing their first games in the Prem. I could go on about future development throughout the season. 15 different goal scorers for a team that have just got promoted is crazy. So it's only Thomas Frank.
Jordan, manager of the year.
And before my internet decides to just cock about again, I've got to give it to David Moyes.
That's a good shout, you know.
You're joking.
Well, why is he joking?
Why is he joking?
Because what has he done? What's he done?
He's West Ham manager, and they got him in 7th, and semi-finals of the Europa League, which is
not a bad shout.
Ollie, better job than Arteta.
Before that comes on.
Bloody put that off.
You can replace that Magnum with Pep Guardiola.
I understand where you're coming from, but he done well for them. All right. For me, Eddie Howe or Thomas Frank. For me, I think they're both great.
I'm going to change it actually. Thomas Frank. Boys changed my mind. Thomas Frank's put it.
You know what? I'll go Thomas Frank as well. I'll jump on the bandwagon.
It's not even a bandwagon.
I'll jump on the Thomas Frank boner brigade.
Right, I can't understand if someone can say Pep or Klopp.
I will argue that though about the Pep and Klopp thing. I will argue that though. Go on. I'll go from a Pep point of view. To have all the players at his disposal and make them play the way he wants to play every single week with that mentality,
that's good management,
and keep them happy at the same time is world-class management. And it's the same from Jurgen Klopp. They go about it differently. I do think, though, Jurgen Klopp could take a team from League Two and get him into the Premiership. I think Jurgen Klopp is that kind of manager. And if you don't think so, then you don't know anything, because he did it at Mainz. He'd never been promoted in their life. He got them promoted. He won back-to-back leagues with Borussia Dortmund, got them to a Champions League final, took Liverpool from the absolute shit, and I'll tell you that now, the absolute shit, and made us what we are now. And look at the players we use. There's a lot of players that Liverpool have got that I know rival fans think are absolute dog turds, and he makes them play. So I think it's very easy to say, oh, they've got the money, they've got the players and all that. But to do it on the regular and keep it going week after week after week is world-class management. And I think that's brilliant. But Thomas Frank, at the same time, what he's done at your club is fucking class as well, which deserves respect as well. So big up to him as well.
Okay, finally, guys, player of the season. I'll start. For me, it's Kevin De Bruyne. I think he's the best player in the league. Moving on. I'll go to my co-host, Phil, player of the year.
Well, I'm a De Bruyne man as well. I think even though his stats aren't, people are going to say Salah scored more goals, Salah got more assists. I think like a quarter of his goals were against Man United in 2 games, and he didn't do. he didn't do a lot after Christmas, and like we've said before privately, Graham, he does go missing sometimes in the big games, and I don't like his attitude, like body language. I think he's there for his money, he's there for his golden boot. He is a fantastic player, but I just find De Bruyne's a little bit more clutch. You know, in those sort of like
what, a man that's on
winning
375 grand a week isn't after the money.
They're all after the money, let's be honest.
Yeah, they're all a bit of cash.
But you don't hear any contract debacles with De Bruyne in the press, do you?
I think that's because Man City go, how much do you want? 500 grand a week.
Yeah,
we're doing it over McDonald's coffee. You know, it's that easy at Man City, to be fair. Liverpool have a wage structure, so I think that's the reason.
But if I was Liverpool, I wouldn't be scared of Salah fucking off to Real Madrid or Barcelona in the summer, because I think they'd just reinvest. They'd get another 2 or 3 players of Diaz's stature, and they'd be fine.
Ollie, player of the season.
For me, it's between the 3 players, Son, Salah, and De Bruyne. But I'm going to go different. You said De Bruyne. I'm going to say Salah, because I think he's just been great this season for Liverpool and scored lots of goals and stuff.
Jamie.
Right, it's De Bruyne shit. Let me just get this out of the way with, right? Before Christmas, I think De Bruyne only had 1 assist, right? In the first half of the season, I remember Man City fans saying that De Bruyne has gone missing. Then he turned up from January onwards, and I will admit, for me right now, De Bruyne is probably the best player in the world right now, individually. But that's from January. I remember last season, everyone went balmy, and I agreed. Harry Kane should have won Player of the Year last season. He was top goal scorer and top assister. Yeah, the man should have won Player of the Year for me. Salah is joint top goal scorer and top assister this season. He should be Player of the Year, in my opinion. I know he went missing. Everyone's saying he's gone missing since January, but De Bruyne went missing from August to January. So recency bias can come into it a lot. But I'm just going to go because I backed Kane last season. He should have won Player of the Year. For me, Mo Salah is Player of the Year. Doesn't mean he's the best player in the league, by the way. But for me, he's Player of the Year.
Luke, Player of the Year.
Well, I wasn't going to give Salah any love until Jamie brought up last season, and Kane should have won the Player of the Year. I do think, obviously, I want to give, I think Son deserves praise. I think the fact that he wasn't even in the nominations is a joke.
Yeah, that's a joke.
He should have been in those nominations. 23 goals, no penalties, and was single-handedly winning us games at come the early part of the season. But yeah, I think I don't like to get into the whole XG stuff and the stats side of things too much, because I think you do need to actually watch people play and watch teams play. But I think when you're the top goal scorer and top assister, it's hard to deny that you should be anything but Player of the Year. To have both of those accolades, yeah, you can win top goal scorer and not necessarily to be the best player. You can be in the right place at the right time, but to have both and to you're proving yourself in all areas of the pitch. I think it's got to be Salah. You can't. I don't like him, but it's got to be him.
Shahan, Player of the Year.
For me, I'd go with Son, to be honest. I think he's been phenomenal this season. His goals, like Luke said, 23 goals, no pens. I think Son's been phenomenal this season for me.
Oris?
For me, Salah. I mean, I don't know when you said Salah doesn't turn up in big games. I mean, he turned up against City when they needed Salah to turn up. So for me, Salah has to win this for me. He has to.
Marvin?
I'm going to go against the norm. I'm going to say Jarrod Bowen.
I knew you were going to say that.
What?
Yeah.
He hates West Ham, Ollie.
This guy has West Ham.
Jarrod Bowen.
Who hates West Ham?
Quality.
Definitely the informed player, but I don't know about the whole season spread across.
It hasn't been menaced.
Like I think he's been great the whole season, and he's in double figures for goals and assists. And I believe, all right,
I think English. You could say English Player of the Year or British Player of the Year.
No, but like the quality of the West Ham team compared to Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham. Like if he was in one of those teams, he'll probably be getting the numbers that a Son or a Salah's getting.
I want Bowen next season.
Yeah. Jordan, Player of the Year.
Yeah, I do want to say Marvin. That is one hell of a shout. I was close to saying Jarrod Bowen. I think he does not get enough praise. He's been fantastic this season, but I've got to give it to Kevin De Bruyne. Jamie, I heard what you were saying, but for me, saying he never turned up for the first half of the season is ridiculous. If you want to read the stats, then yeah. But if you actually, there's a difference between just reading the stat sheet and doing the eye test.
But he didn't.
And
Man City even said themselves he ain't turned up this season yet till Christmas. The fact.
Well, yeah, but Pep would say that Messi playing at 80% as well as his prime was not turning up yet.
Messi turned up every week. Turned up every week. Don't start that argument. That's just stupid. Look, it's all right. It's all right, De Bruyne fans. It's okay to say that De Bruyne wasn't that good at the beginning of the season. It's nothing bad. I say he's the best player in the world right now. But I'm just saying, for the first half of the season, even Man City fans have said wasn't that great. But from Christmas, my God, was he fucking fantastic.
Jay.
Well, I can see what everyone says, yeah. So Salah, top goals, top assists in a very consistent team with very good players. I think Son slightly edges him for me because they had a change of manager. Kane wasn't on form at all. And like Luke says, he was dragging them through games by the scruff of their tails. No Kulusevski beginning of the season. So yeah, I think Son does it for me. 23 non-penalty goals is amazing. But also, I like to throw Ronaldo in there because he dragged a shite United team a very long way And my man's 37 years old and scored the goals that he did is amazing. Amazing. We're privileged to have him in the league.
I don't think he's done his reputation any harm by going to United, as bad as they are. I think he's just proven himself to be a phenomenal talent.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
And George, it's all love, mate. No worries.
All love. It's all love. Can you do that question again, Jamie?
Jamie, the funny thing is, I never heard a word you said because it cut on my internet cut off, so I never heard one word that you said.
Oh, I basically said you were wrong. But don't worry about it. It's all love.
All right. We'll shout out everyone's channels. I'll start with you, Jordan. Shout your channel out, mate.
Well, I don't have one, so that's a good start. But after we saw on Sunday, I am available for public speeches at kids' parties, weddings. Yeah, you can book me for that. No, seriously, you can catch me on Twitter, Joe_NBA. I usually talk basketball 90% of the time. So, yeah, if you're into that, give me a follow.
Where can we find you, Luke?
Children's parties.
Oris.
Yeah, you can find me on Oris Football on YouTube. But also, I just have one thing. Is it me or does Luke look like Rafa Benitez? He just does.
He does a bit, yeah. Skinnier, man.
Where can we find you, Mia?
Children's
Down
parties.
the middle.
Just down the middle.
On the fence, yeah.
Yeah, mate. Give Man United time. That's all I say.
Yeah, 10 out again, man. 10 out again.
Come on in, host. Where can we find you? Witness protection.
No, if my nan lets me on the internet and I'm not being babysat with me magnums, then I'll be on here. But if not, sorry, Ollie.
Ollie, where can we find you?
Yeah, so you can find me, DJ Sinclair, on YouTube, Road to 1K, and also on Instagram, Ollie.Sinclair556.
And you're not going to get babysat again, are you? No? Okay. Who we got there? Where can we find you, Jay?
Same as Luke, mate. I'm going to do that next time. There's no point, is there?
Who we got left? Oh, yeah.
Marvin.
Find me on Daddy on the Don Sports.
Where can we find you, Jamie?
At home. Jamie Phillips football chat, guys, this week. You can find me.
Big up.
What kids shows again?
I don't even know if it registered because I literally I was just like, yeah. After Sunday's episode, you can find me doing public speeches at kids' parties.
What happened Sunday?
He got a bit drunk.
Yeah, make sure Bruno's.
He got a bit drunk and he started making balloon animals.
He started having a rapper.
All right, Rafa Benitez.
Listen, lads. It's been a really good show. There's only one way to end it.
Oh, no.
Please
Jamie, this fucked you up last time. Does it still fuck you up?
Yeah. I mean, Ollie looks about 45 years old in that photo. I don't know how he does it.
No, I don't.
Ollie, I beg you, next time you come on, get a light, man. You need a proper light on your screen, man. You're disappearing into the matrix behind you.
Sorry, yeah, my light isn't dimming.
So listen, I just want to say thank you to Jordan, thank you to Ollie, thank you to Mark, Jay, Jamie, Daddy, Oris, Mia, and Rafa. Thank you so much for coming on. It's been really good. Yeah. Before I go, guys, just to let you all know, I will be continuing my top positions of the Premier League history series. The next one will be top right backs of history of the Premier League, top 10. So if you're free, I'll let you know and we'll come on and do another one. And in the coming weeks, I will be doing a special top 60 greatest sportsmen of all time countdown, 2 a day shorts. And at the end of that countdown, we will be doing a show going through it where you can all slag me up on my selections. I know there are going to be a few controversial ones. I know people will not like that. That will be very fun. I tell you what, I can't wait to do that. I know a few people have their opinion. But for today, I really appreciate it. Anyone got anything else want to say?
No.
Ollie?
No.
No, everyone looks so happy.
No.
All right, guys.
Jamie, come on, Madrid. Come on, Madrid.
Fucking who's gone? Someone's fucked off. Ollie. Who's gone?
Jay.
I tell you what, before we go, just one word. Who's winning? Liverpool.
Madrid.
Madrid.
Madrid. Come on, Madrid.
Liverpool.
Jamie, Benzema's coming for you.
Madrid.
Jamie, I'm telling you, Benzema is coming for you, Jamie.
Well, I know what Jamie's going to say. Marvin, who's winning?
I want to say Madrid, but it's Liverpool.
Yeah, I'll be nice to your team today.
Jordan?
Madrid to win.
I mean, like, yeah, I just think Liverpool have had, like, they have had an easier run, and I think that will play into the round. Real Madrid are probably going to be burned down.
Coming, man.
And then Phil, finally you.
Liverpool.
Benzema.
Good. Guys, make sure you like and subscribe, Instagram and Twitter. And until next time, see you later, everyone. Thank you.